Pilates, I don't take karate. I'm just running around with my shawty.
But we've now had 2 conferences, Microsoft down, EA down, and I'm gonna be bold and say it right here, but we were sitting on this couch, and I think all of us were very impressed with what EA had in comparison to what we've seen so far today. Swifter, crazy.
It was absolutely nuts. I mean, EA just totally brought it, and seeing Hardline, I was just blown away.
He was excited. He was excited. I think we're going to get to see more Hardline in a second. You guys saw the swooping shot of the 16 players on the top of a downtown helipad on the top of a building. Right. I'm excited to see more out of that. I don't know. What do you think? I was more impressed with Hardline than I thought I was going to be.
Same here, because like it was happening, and I was like, oh yeah, all right, Hardline's happening. But then all of a sudden, I found myself kept falling in love with it. Like it was like I wanted to look away, and then I kept looking away, and then I was like, wait, that thing's blowing up. This thing's happening. What is going on?
There's a zip line there.
There's a zip line. These people are doing all this awesome stuff, and all of a sudden, before I knew it, I was like, all right, I'm down. I'm ready. I'm ready to make it.
I kind of have this thought that, you know, taking it into the cops and robbers type setting means that more, you know, intuitive environments can do all sorts of different scenarios. What are they looting? I really like that concept as they tried to apply it to, as they did apply it to Payday and Payday 2. Looks like Hardline's going to kind of nail it. So, Rachel, what do you think?
I appreciate the fact that, you know, it brings a whole new dynamic where traditionally in Battlefield you're just trying to run around, shoot the other guy. Now you have a whole other range of abilities. You're going to have to take down. You can do non-lethal takedowns. So, really interested to see where this goes, especially if it goes competitive.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, that's always a question when any Battlefield comes out. So,
how brilliant is that they made it available like now?
Oh yeah,
it's now.
So smart.
By the way, get the beta. Yes, and we were just saying, like, we will probably see a lot of people streaming this on Twitch today, starting today. So yeah, getting all over that. It looked like they were going to let a lot of the conference goers also play it at that point. So let's talk about some of the other things. We knew that we were probably going to see some Mirror's Edge, and maybe I should back up just a tad because EA did something a little bit different. They had 2 games that they obviously didn't have gameplay to show. So what did they do? They said, let's make sort of a production vignette. So you see that this is in development. We are working on it. Here's kind of our core of our philosophy of what we're thinking. What do you think about that approach, Swifter?
It's pretty cool. Like, they didn't give me... It set my imagination on fire, basically. So it's like these guys are working on it. They got me excited at the same time. It set expectations right where I didn't think it was like right around the corner. So it felt good to me.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, it was honest, you know. They're not going to try and pass off a CG trailer as gameplay or anything like that. They're saying straight up, you know, we want to make this game look good for you guys, but also here's where we're at in the process. And so it kind of tempers my expectations as well when I'm getting my hands on this game.
They're putting a lot of work into making a world where you can run up walls.
Yes.
I don't know how much effort that takes, but boy, it looks really nice. But man, how many years have we been waiting to see just a girl run up a wall?
Yeah, quite a few. At 60 FPS, I think quite a few.
No guns, bro. No guns. It's a non-violent game. It's actually a PG game.
Yeah.
Kind of, I think.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Looks like Faith got a redesign on that one.
So. Her eyes tattooed.
Yeah.
Or something.
For a reason.
For a
reason. We also had Mass Effect, which they did the same kind of thing where it's like, let's give you sort of this production overview of what we're doing. But even without that screenshot or gameplay, just all of us on the couch were like, man versus game was like
getting giddy.
He was getting me giddy. So
was it prototype? That's what they're saying. Prototype footage.
Which again, I'm like, I'm going to be okay with that.
Right.
I think, you know, we had some of the issues with, of course, last year and some of the footage shown, and then what it was gotten, and I'm sure even the Division, you know, as we saw earlier today, similar thing. Like now gamers they're wide-eyed, they're watching closely.
Oh my God, the reflection in his helmet when he was walking, like it. I get suckered in by that kind of stuff. So that's their marketing to me, I guess. I'm sold.
Okay, so I want to, we were talking about Mirror's Edge. We're talking about the redesign of Faith. Let's actually take a look at Faith, because one of my criticisms of Mirror's Edge was that, you know, they went through that design process with Faith where they had, like, multiple versions. I don't know if you guys remember, but on the internet, people made what they thought Faith should be, right? It seems like maybe they might have come to a compromise a little bit, but they talk about how they started off very easy and simple, right, obviously.
Right.
And then they moved into, you know, kind of an overall design of it.
experiencing and navigating this environment.
You know that you can get there, but how? And that's when you explore.
I mean, obviously you're seeing all the same core gameplay mechanics that we've
Yeah.
seen, you know, over the years, but
I have to ask, with all of the new elements of, 60 frames per second, does minimalism still work?
oh yeah. I mean,
you
that's
think
a
it still
style,
pops?
right?
Think it
Like
still
that's
pops?
the style of Mirror's Edge too, and gamers accepted that, right? I mean, I think that if Mirror's Edge was birthed in the next generation era, people would be like, well, you have all this power, why are you doing this? But since it came in sort of the previous generation, but that was accepted, frame rates are good, everything looked great. Now
Right.
people accepted that style, and
Right.
you know.
It totally works. I mean, it keeps you focused on like what the core of the game is, right? Figuring
Yeah.
out how to get from point A to B in like the best way possible.
Well, and it's still beautiful. It
Yes.
still looks fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be good. So Hardline is coming up here in just a moment. Anything else? I mean, we saw a lot of sports.
You got excited for that Bruce Lee.
I'm not the sports guy.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, he
Yeah.
kicks really fast, he punches really hard. He knocked out BJ Penn.
I'm a
Which,
UFC fan.
I don't know.
It looks good.
It
looks real good.
No, bruising and stuff like that, dude. When I was growing up, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see like bruising and blood actually like drip out. And now I got it.
You got
There
it.
you go.
It's
All grown
there.
up.
Any
All grown
other
up with UFC.
sports interest? Anyone there?
I liked in the FIFA game how like players kind of like kept the grudge, like they remembered what happened to them during the match. I thought it was like really cool. So if I foul another player later on in the game, you can kind of see that like they hold that
Right.
emotion. So I think it's really cool.
Oh, that's going
Yeah.
to be fun for Twitch. I want to see the guy who
Yeah.
goes through and pisses off every single player.
Exactly.
Can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
That evil Luigi stare. That's what they're trying to make up for. Yeah, there you go.
We also had, of course, the EA has changed around their golf franchise
Right.
a little bit, going from Tiger Woods now to PGA Tour, which, I mean, opens up a lot of possibilities. Again, not like the biggest golf guy, but like my family is, so I know that this opens up a whole wide range of new courses they can use, and I'm sure all sorts of different golfers, et cetera. So, but anything else, sports?
Sports-wise?
Yeah. Right.
It's an amazing
You
hockey
obviously
trailer.
are not dealing with a huge
Yeah,
sport, you know.
yeah. Well, the hockey trailer was incredible, man. Made me want to be a hockey player.
You guys got into the hockey trailer.
I was into that
I
trailer,
honestly-
man. That music was like, there was something about it. I was like, yeah, if I could just start all over again, and I would be a hockey player and fight on the ice
Instead
to
of
that awesome
wrestling?
music. Yeah, and then they had Kane in it. I had no idea.
You know, maybe we can
it's not
have
what?
the ice rink match one day.
All right.
Right? There's
Right.
there's the cage, you've got the...
yeah, you're right. You're
Layer of
absolutely right.
ice.
Yeah,
over
the
the top.
sports mashup game. Where's that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It hasn't been that remix yet.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Well,
What else? We have, of course, the Hardline. We're going to see more of that in just a second. Oh, of course, we can't forget Sims 4.
Sims.
Yeah.
I was rooting for the
Yeah.
grandma the
That
entire
was
time.
the
That grandma was
weirdest.
brutal.
She was the insane grandma.
Yeah, I love that.
And then the guy, the climax of the trailer seemed to be the death of...
A guy from last
Dude.
night.
that dude. Yeah.
I kind of like that.
died
I was
laughing, and then
I was hoping he would die the entire time, so I was glad that kind of
Yeah.
worked out.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Death has a tablet.
Did you keep track of
Like, okay, this
It's
person's
a hard
Yeah.
job.
Surface.
There's
It
a
did look
lot
like a
of-
surface.
All right, let's. This is some of the footage from Sims 4. You know, obviously we might not be the
target audience.
hardcore
Yeah.
target
We're
audience.
not- yeah.
But you do have to say, from Sims 3 to Sims 4, the game looks good. They've obviously improved on all the animations, and that's a big part of it. People do machinima of this.
Right.
You know, there's a huge cult following of
Yeah.
Sims amongst people all across the net. I mean, we were talking about it during the thing, like Sims
It's
franchise is
huge.
Yes.
Huge.
big.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, actually not last but not least, but we had Dragon Age.
Yeah, oh my God,
Can't
the
get enough of
gameplay.
that. I mean, it just
Wow.
looked amazing.
It looked incredible, dude. The gameplay on that, blown away.
It looks nice,
It looks
polished.
polished.
I mean,
my gosh,
that's-
that was a beautiful game.
Do you think that that's one of the games that gamers are eagerly awaiting, considering
Yeah,
it has
it's coming
that
out soon.
2014
Yeah.
release date?
Well, a lot of times I ask people, I'm like, what's your favorite? I get Dragon Age as the answer to what is your favorite game so often.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are really excited
Yeah.
to see that.
Of course, they followed that into the Mass Effect 4, which I'm super
Yes.
excited
So
stoked
psyched
about.
about it. Can't wait for more information, but I guess we've got to wait a while.
Yeah, I think just the fact that people, know that it's there and it's existent. It's not canceled. It's
Right.
not.
Now, what were they saying about the story? They said they're obviously not going to continue the same story, but they're keeping it within the universe in a parallel storyline, or is
So,
it a
yeah.
continuation?
Did
Yeah,
you-
it seemed like there was like different storyline, but keeping focus on the elements of like discovery and and just like roaming the universe, which is what I want. So,
Right. I mean, that was such a great part of it too, and I think like that just opens things up, right? I mean, because people are like, well, just return to all the places you've been, but really isn't where the meat and potatoes of it all is where you haven't been.
Yeah,
so,
you're in the universe. Expand the universe. It looks incredible.
do you guys think it's a hard sell going into new characters? Because we spent 3 games falling in love with some of the same characters, sometimes saving them, sometimes killing them. You know, if Shepard's gone and, you know, Bobby McPilot guy comes in, how long will it be before we're all like falling in love with Bobby McPilot?
You're right. I think that's a tough sell. It really is.
Kind of is, right?
Yeah, you've gotten attached with like 3 games, like building them up, and you've designed your own character in some cases, and now it's just a whole new crew, right? So,
Cameos.
Cameos. Absolutely.
Cameos.
Yeah.
That's how they'll get it done. The cameos all the time. We had Dawngate also shown, which I think we're going to be doing a little bit of extra information on later. Any thoughts on that? I haven't personally played it yet.
I like the focus on the backgrounds of the characters. They were just really obsessed with making sure every character had like just their own story and own purpose for like playing, which I don't know if a lot of people care about, but I care about that. So I think that's really cool. It looked really nice.
Well, they said as you play the game, it's going to affect the story, like as the community plays. So I'm really interested to see, how that works out for them.
Well, it's really cool. So you mean like more someone plays a certain character, and then like the impacts like how they do like within the universe of like going. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have to. Actually, I'm going to do the interview with him, so I'm going to
Can't
find
wait.
out a lot
Find
more about
out.
that pretty soon.
All right.
Yeah.
Good news. Good news. It
Tell me.
sounds like the 16 versus 16 is about to happen. EA's Battlefield Hardline is coming up next. We're going to see a full-on competition on the top of a building from downtown Los Angeles. We've got more E3 coverage coming at you for E3 Live, powered by Twitch. Let's take it to Battlefield Hardline.